Hello everybody and welcome to our cooking experience. Today I will be making a wonderful rissoni salad for you, and Jane in our cocktail kitchen will be making what I would call a prep dish. Wait till you see it, it is absolutely amazing. And I think these two particular dishes that we're doing today show you that you don't have to just cook the main meal in your Thermomix. It can actually help you prep and get so ahead of time, with regards to chopping and steaming and boiling and all of those sorts of things in the one pot. So Jane's is just the perfect way to show you how you can prep many different things for a whole lot of different dishes at the one time. So she's got parent-teacher interviews today, so she's doing this all quickly and then she can rush off, and it's absolutely fantastic. For those of you that haven't seen the Thermomix before, please, we have the lovely Helen who is working behind the scenes. So she will post the recipes there. They are on our Cookadoo site. If you don't have access to Cookadoo, or if you don't have a Thermomix but you are curious, we do have a 30-day trial for our Cookadoo subscription. So just Google it or click on one of the recipes and click the free trial. And that way you can have a search through and see how wonderful all the recipes are and see how it can relate to you in your kitchen and help you. So what I think I'm going to do, actually before I go any further, if you're watching this, please change your view to spotlight view. Helen will be spotlighting our Thermomixes, so that way you'll get the maximum, you'll be able to see rather than watching in gallery view. So it is in the top right-hand corner of your screen. So just swap over to spotlight view and you will be able to see the person's Thermomix clearly. Without further ado, we are going to go to Jane's kitchen.
Hi, and thank you. Now, I'm just going to apologise if it's noisy in my house. As Kirsten said, it's parent-teacher interviews, and with that comes a student-free day. So 3 kids plus 2 dogs, including a puppy. So I'll just apologise ahead of time. This is why I love my Thermomix so much, because I can just, chuck things in and get cooking and then go and attend to, other household, chores and, things that may need to be done. So let's get started. We are doing the prep ahead layered chicken and chicken, eggs and salmon. So this is going to be lunch for the kids when this is done. We'll do chicken sandwiches and then the fish I will use for dinner. So I'll start with 100 grams of brown onion. So we'll just pop them in. There we go. And click next. A clove of garlic, just pop that in. And we're going to put our lid on, click next, and it's 3 seconds. And it's just going to chop that up. Now, I'm actually going to use my stylus today, which I'm actually in love with, but I do forget to use. But it is so good because I'm using raw chicken. I can, keep the screen clean, and it just, makes life just easy. That's available on the mix shop. Just make sure you put in your consultant's name when you purchase.
And the consultant, if you do want to do shopping through the mix shop, your consultant can actually send you their buy button, and you can just take the Thermomix out of the cart and shop that way. And that way you're guaranteed that you are supporting your consultant.
Okay, perfect. And now I've just added the 800 grams of water into the bowl. It is now 1 to 2 tablespoons of chicken stock. I'm going to put 2 in, just give it a bit of extra flavour. This is the homemade chicken stock. The recipe is on Cookadoo. Go and make it. It's amazing. Smells great. You know exactly what's in it. I call it active stock rather than a powdered stock. It's awesome. I'm going to add in 2 to 3 sprigs of herbs. I'm being really rustic. I've just pulled them straight out of the garden and I'm chucking them in. All right, that is just going to give flavour as it steams the chicken and the fish. It's going to give flavour. So I just got to add my simmering basket. So Sorry, I should have had 3 prepared. I didn't. So there you go. And we are going to add in the chicken. So it's 500 grams of chicken thighs, just cut into 3 and just put it in. Don't have to be, you know, too perfect with it. Just roughly, there you go, 515 grams. And we are going next, I'm going to season that with salt and pepper.
And you could use chicken breast for that as well, couldn't you?
Absolutely, you could totally mix it. Yeah, mix it up depending what you got or what you like. So just add some salt to that, and click next. And now we're going to add our lid on. So we will now add the Verona. So put that on top. Now it's got 2 compartments to the Verona. So in the deeper one, we're going to add 8 eggs, just as is, put them in. So obviously, you know, the quantity wise is great, like seriously good, feed a family. Put the tray one on top. And now we're going to line it with, you can use baking paper, but I happen to have from the mix shop, the Verona sheet. So I'm going to use these. Now, actually, I got a packet of the perforated. I'll just show you with the holes, depending on what it is that you're cooking. And I've also got the flat sheet. I gave my mum half the packet. We went half in. So we're just going to stick that in. I'll just show you. We're just going to put it in like that and put this on. And then we're going to add our salmon fillets on top. Now, depending on what kind of, you know, salmon you prefer, you can obviously, you know, choose, you know, skinless or a different, you know, cutlets, you know, whatever it is. So we'll just sit them on top, and we're going to season with salt and pepper. I'm being a little bit messy in my kitchen today, so that's all right. Pepper on top. Now, the suggestion with the herbs is just purely a suggestion. You could add chilies, you could, you know, add more garlic, you could add whatever, you know, flavourings you want. So we've put the lid on, and we're just going to turn it on to speed 2. It's going to cook or steam for 15 minutes on the Verona setting, and I will see you back after Kirsten's kitchen.
Hello. Jane, my head is absolutely spinning. So you've got the chicken down below, you've got the eggs, you've got the salmon, so many different dishes that we can do there. It's absolutely brilliant. What I'm going to do today is the rissoni pasta. Now, this one is a fantastic lunch, really, really lovely. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring you over to my screen, and we're going to go, now, cookadoo, I was just talking about that before. It's absolutely fantastic. You can do all your meal planning. Great way to save money, guys. Really try and do it if you can, because when you're doing your meal planning with cookadoo, you know, if you've got spring onions in the first dish, you can carry them throughout the rest of the week, and that way you're going to use them up. So at the end of the week, you have used everything, and you're not looking at, you know, these spring onions that have gone half yuck, and you're thinking, oh, I could have used them, but I didn't. So really good way of utilising everything in your fridge. So I've meal planned for this week. So let's go in. We're going to go into my week here. And it's going to pop up here, rissoni salad with artichoke and feta. Now, I believe this is on the New Zealand website. So you do need to open up your filters, but I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So if you wanted to scroll down, you could have a look at what you're cooking down here. And if you have already done a particular step, so for example, to save time, you guys know how to boil water in the Thermomix. So for 10 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 1. So I've done that. So I'm just going to hold my finger down on step 2, and it's going to take me straight there. Did you know that? Okay, so here we go. So I've got the water at 100 degrees, and we are going to pop in 400 grams of dried rissoni pasta. I absolutely love this pasta because it just feels lighter than a normal pasta. It's kind of that mixture in between rice and pasta. It's just really lovely. So we'll pop that in. I am only doing 350 degrees. So we've got a litre of water in there. And we pop the lid on. And then we hit next, and we're going to put in just, you know, a splash, 1 tablespoon, or if you're like me, just, you know, pop a splash in. So we'll just go like that. And then we're going to put in half a teaspoon of salt. Now, with regards to when this is quite hot, because this is actually really hot now, if you want to use your spatula and just flick that up, and that way you don't have to touch it and try to, you know, you can burn yourself doing that. So pop your salt in. That is done. And then we're going to pop the simmering basket just on the top. And the reason why we do this, guys, is so it can let maximum amount of airflow, you know, go through, and we're not going to condense it all. And we're going to hit next, and it's also going to stop it from splashing. So if you have a TM5 or a 31 and you're making jams and things like that, and you don't want the varoma in because you want to reduce the moisture in the Thermomix bowl, do put this on top, and that will stop all the splashing. So we'll turn that to speed 1. And that is going to cook for 7 minutes. Now, this is a really, really quick dish, and this is just going to show you how you can, you know, prep things in the Thermomix just to make it easier. So the other day I was invited out for lunch, and this is the dish that I took, and we actually ate it warm, and it was really, really lovely, but it's fantastic cold. So you can pre-make this particular dish as well, but the flavors are beautiful. I did add extra salt, and I would definitely recommend when choosing your feta, quite a salty one, such as the Greek feta. I did use Danish the first time, and I found that, you know, you just wanted a bit more sort of bite to it. But that's absolutely lovely. What I might do whilst that's going, I might just go, and we're going to have a quick look around Cookadoo and just have a look at a couple of different things that Jane could make, because I love what she was doing and just thought, oh, what could you do with the ingredients that she has just like prepped in her Thermomix? So let's swap over to camera 2, please, Helen. And I'm going to show you, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, can we just give a call out that we can see my Cookadoo screen, please? Helen?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute. Yes, we can see it.
Great, thank you. Okay, so Jane has got in there, she's got shredded chicken, she's got salmon, and she has eggs. So what are the possibilities there? So this is our Cookadoo screen. So I've just done a little quick search. So if we look up shredded chicken, oops. And this is great, guys, with Cookadoo. You know, the other day, this is how I came across this particular recipe that I was doing, because I had sun-dried tomatoes and I had rissoni. I'm like, oh, you know, what can I do? So shredded chicken, you can do a search, and all of these recipes come up. So there's so many, there's her actual dish, but so many dishes that we can incorporate. But one of my favorite ones, if you haven't tried these guys, what are they? Tandoori chicken wraps. Okay, these are great for leftover chicken. So if you're, sorry if you're a vegetarian and you're watching, not for you right at this moment, but these particular wraps are fantastic for leftover chicken, and shredding chicken in your Thermomix is just so easy. And, you know, you can shred beef, you can shred pork, all of, you know, all of your proteins, you can do the shredding, but this is absolutely fantastic. I'll just sign in again, it signed me out. quickly do that, technology. Okay, so this is, you could just chuck in your tandoori paste and reheat, or you wouldn't even have your tandoori paste. You could just stir through, say, a beautiful mayo that you make in your Thermomix or something like that. So that's one thing. But she's got all those eggs as well. So, you know, she's got boys in the house which, you know, are growing boys. So, yes, they need that protein and they probably just eat them whole. But if you wanted to cook some recipes with eggs in it, you know, well, boiled eggs, we could, there's so many beautiful, you know, you could do your meatloaf even. Try that recipe. I haven't tried that. I don't know if anyone's tried that one. But, you know, you've got some beautiful potato salads that have, I'm not doing very well on my searches, are we? But, yeah, you get the drift. So you've got all of those. And then your salmon dishes. So she's got that beautiful salmon in there. And there are so many. Look at this. Yeah, salmon, quinoa, feta, and mixed vegetable salad. You could use that. That looks like a really quick, lovely meal. And she's already, remember, she's already done her prepping of the cooking. So you wouldn't even have to do the cook part. So let's have a look at this particular dish, for example. So it's got 53 ratings. So it's obviously popular. It's 30 minutes, but you are cooking your salmon in there. So she's already done that part. So, you know, there's a lot of that you wouldn't have to do. So it's all about, you know, your Thermomix helping you in the kitchen as well. Let's have a look at some more things. Did you know, so you can explore by recipes, but did you know that you can explore by, so go to the search button up the top right-hand corner. So we're doing recipes there, but you can search by collections. So always have a look here, guys, because this top row here is all the latest books that come out. So you can see here we've got the Easter one. This is really popular at the moment. Obviously, we've got some great recipes, including the chocolate Easter buns. So really, really yummy in there. Our meter, we have had that as the bundle. So it is still available until the end of the month. So if that is something that you would like, please contact your consultant, because that is the bundle with the purchase of your TM6. And gin inspiration, well, this one is very cool. So how to incorporate gin into your kitchen, which don't know about you guys, but I like the sound of that. And we've got, you know, for the healthy people, Nourish Your Gut, which I think that's where Jane actually cooked hers from last week. Is that right, Jane? Did you do? Yeah.
I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, from the, yes, Nourish Yourself.
Yeah. So you've got so many different things here. But my my rissoni is nearly ready. So Helen, would you mind? I'm going to stop sharing. Just let me do that first.
Yep.
And then stop share. And then if you could swap over to my Thermomix camera and we can have a look at the next few steps. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to hit next. Now, I'll show you a little tip. So if you're cooking things in your Thermomix and then you need to strain it, rather than getting a big strainer, pop your steamer in, or your steaming basket, sorry. And then I'll just need to put these chickpeas somewhere, just bear with me. I'll pop them into, where are we? Okay, just pop them into the bowl. Now look at this. So think of making a green smoothie, or the actual example was the other night we made espresso martinis and we had to strain it. And I showed one of the girls this and she said, oh, I've had my Thermomix for 10 years and I never knew that. So you can use, see how your steaming basket sits in? I've just plonked it in. Now I've got the rissoni down the bottom and all the water, but it works as a strainer because it just strains through all that. So then you're just going to be left with, now I haven't locked that in, so, but yeah. So that's your strainer, guys. So you don't actually have to, you know, move it from the strainer, but I'm just going to quickly rinse that because it does need a quick rinse. And then, but straight here, see, strained it. All right, quick rinse. Give me 2 seconds. All right, we'll do a countdown, 15 seconds. All right. And you do want to rinse it, and the reason being is you want to stop that cooking process. So rinse with cold water. Don't know if you heard me then. So yeah, rinse with cold water, and the reason is you want to stop that cooking process. So that's your rissoni, that's done. So we're just going to let that sit there for a moment. Now it does say transfer rissoni into a large serving bowl, then drizzle with remaining 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and set aside. So I'm going to use the wonderful Thermoserve. This is the oval one. Why do I like the oval one? I like the oval one because you can actually cook your spaghetti in it. So see how it's nice and long? So you can put your spaghetti in it because you can lie it down that way. As per packet instructions, you pop your boiling water in, pop the lid on, and then you do want to probably stir it after 10 minutes and then probably cook it for another 3 minutes, round about there, or until it's how you like it. So you can cook your pasta in there whilst you're cooking in your Thermomix. And, you know, you can put sausages and all those sorts of things in there. Great for that. We will pop that in there now so you can see the actual process. And then it says to clean and dry your mixing bowl. Now, I'm lucky enough that I do have a second bowl. If you don't, the reason why in this particular dish you do need to do that is you're about to chop parsley. If you have things like spring onions, parsley, you know, any greens that you're chopping up, if your bowl is wet, you may find that it doesn't chop so well because it will stick to the sides because of the moisture rather than flinging around the bowl. So I hate washing my bowl in between and drying it, and I don't do it very often. But if you are going to, you know, cut herbs and things like that, make sure that your bowl is dry because then you will get it cutting perfectly. So I've popped that in there, pop the lid on, and we're going to hit next. So clean and dry mixing bowl. And then it says,
can I just interrupt just for a second?
Yeah.
I just do the next step. It'll be about 30 seconds, if that, and then it's going to cook again. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So it's just finished the initial 15-minute cook. It's saying I've got to just remove the varoma. So I am just going to put that down on the bench. I will open my lid. Oh, sorry, take my lid off. Open this. Oh my God, the herbs in that in the bottom, I can just smell it. It just smells so fresh and divine. So you just stir your chicken just so it evenly, you know, cooks. So we are going to cook that again. It is asking us to turn our salmon over. Oh, actually, I'll do it down low. You can see me here. So we're going to turn the salmon fillets over. All right, there we go. And we're going to put that back up here. Sorry, just knock them. There we go. And we're going to click next and put the varoma back on and a lid, and we're going cooking again. Back to you, Kirsten.
Okay, back to me. So we've got that in our Thermoserve and we're going to continue on. So we've got 4 sprigs of parsley, flat leaf. You can use any style of parsley you like. And when they say 4 sprigs, I found that, you know, this is what I do when they say 4 sprigs. I love parsley and I love the freshness. So that, quite a lot. Yes, you could back it off, but I love the taste. So pop this on. It is guided cooking, so you can change it to how you like it, as you can see I've just done. So 3 seconds, speed 7. Now, I'd love to race someone with a knife and see if they could do this just as quickly, because I bet you that they can't. That is done. Scrape down the sides. And yum. Who loves the smell of fresh parsley? Yum. Absolutely beautiful. So parsley should be a fine consistency. So keep chopping if necessary. I found that I liked it like that, so I'm not going to keep going. But by all means, if you wanted to, you would just hit the arrow in the top left-hand corner, hit back, hit back. You could set your time. So say, I want to go for another, I don't know, 3 seconds. See how it's just enlarged there? So whatever circle you wish to control is the big one. Another tip, if you're jumping between the 3, if you've got dirty hands and you're not lucky enough like Jane to have a stylus, then you can actually press this button here. So by pressing that, see how it's jumping? So if I've got dirty hands and don't want to touch the screen, that's really good too, because you can jump between them without touching the screen. But we have said that the parsley is fine. So we're going to continue, hit next, next, next. Now we're going to add the feta cheese. So scales inbuilt, set them back to 0, and I've just got the rest of the feta cheese. Feta cheese in our house goes within a day. We've got, everyone loves it here. So I'm just breaking it up really loosely, putting some on the floor at the same time. Lucky I have dogs. I do clean it. I don't leave it just up to them. Okay, so that's 136 grams. And then we want to put in 340 grams of marinated artichoke hearts. I'm just going to wipe my hands because they're gross. And I just use the canned ones. So, they're all, I haven't chopped or done anything. Just pop them in. Make sure they're drained. And we're going to pop the lid on. And then we're going to chop 2 seconds, speed 5. Now it says to transfer into serving bowl with the rissoni. So I've got the rissoni here, remembering this is nice and warm, and feta, artichoke, and parsley. Can you imagine the smell?
Yeah.
The taste? I know, it's such a good dish. It's really, really lovely. Now, when you put this in, because I've kept this warm, the feta actually melts through it and becomes like a sauce. So the thing that this reminds me of is, if anyone out there watches like TikTok and everything, or YouTube, there's one going around at the moment that is the block of feta with the cherry tomatoes. Now, we haven't finished this and there's more ingredients, but that reminded me of this particular dish. But if I keep the lid on, so I'm just mixing that around, guys, but if I keep the lid on, that will actually melt that feta into that pasta like a creamy sauce. So it's absolutely gorgeous. Now what it's telling us to do, we pop that back on. And it's telling us to put this serving bowl, or you could put a little bowl, it doesn't matter, onto the mixing bowl lid. So this is where you're using your Thermomix. And as I said, today isn't so much about cooking the main dish in your Thermomix, it's about the preparation. So what we can do, we've done most of that. So that's our serving dish. So we have popped this wonderful ThermoServe, which you can get as a host reward, guys, especially for those ones that love coming to us all the time. You can host one of these or invite friends, and you can get one of these for free if they were to purchase a Thermomix. If not, you can get them heavily discounted. So pop that on there and take off the lid, and we're going to weigh in 60 grams of pine nuts. Now, it does say toasted. So I do have a tip for you. When you are reading through your recipes, read ahead before you start cooking. The reason why is toasted pine nuts. Now, we're all about using the one pot and not having to, wash up and do all those sorts of things. So you could toast your pine nuts in your Thermomix at the very start. So if you had read through, you could have gone, oh yeah, toasted pine nuts, I'll just quickly do them before I start my dish. So you can do that. I actually didn't have any pine nuts left today, so I'm going to just be putting through pistachio nuts because same sort of flavours with regards to that particular dish, so they will go nicely as well. You could use walnuts, you could use maybe almonds for the crunch, those sorts of things. So we're going to chuck in, and I didn't have 60 grams, but what I've got, so we're going to just put them through. So there we go, 40 grams of pine nuts, or pistachio in this case, and then 100 grams of sun-dried tomatoes cut into thin slices. Now, I'm cheating and I just bought them sliced, so let's weigh them in. Now, I'm not too worried, guys, about the fact that they haven't drained too well. I'm taking them straight out of the jar, and that's because this dish can handle, the extra oil, because it's a pasta, and it actually does just give it even more flavour. So we've popped in. How's that? Spot on. I never do that. I'm really proud of myself. I'm too heavy-handed in the kitchen. Oh, now it's just dropped to 99. That's annoying. Okay, so let's hit next. And then we're going to add in 400 grams of chickpeas. You want to rinse them really well. So let's chuck them in. Are you just thinking, yum, this looks like an amazing pasta? And then next, that's it. And then we just want to, so if I bring you here. So we're just going to mix that all through. Such a yummy pasta. And
Can I just ask you a question, Kurt?
yeah.
The artichokes, did you say they were tinned?
Yes, I did use tinned.
Okay, I've never seen them in a tin. I've always seen them in a jar.
There you go. Well, I'll grab the tin and show you, because that's what we're about, sharing tips. So that's what I got.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So you do want to give it a squeeze of lemon, definitely, because it just does give it that flavour. And if you were presenting this, if you're putting it, taking it to a friend's house or something, I would put a little bit more parsley on the top, make it look all pretty. But how quick was that? And I can promise you that this, I don't think it's camera, like it doesn't look good on camera, but it's really, really, it's a fresh, beautiful pasta. And you could swap over some of the ingredients. So today I was actually thinking, how are you going, Jane? Are you ready to do the next step?
I'm ready. That looks amazing.
Okay. We might swap over to Jane then.
Amazing. All right. So that's finished, and I have just taken the aroma off the bowl, and it's saying to just put our salmon into a separate bowl that is just cooked perfectly. Obviously, you can play around with the cooking time to suit yourself, whether you like your salmon a little bit, less cooked. That's up to you, but that will suit everybody in the house. And I'm just going to transfer that over there. And the eggs, they are hot. So let's just put our eggs. There you go, 8 eggs. And now we are going to transfer our chicken into a bowl, and we're going to set it aside to cool. And what I didn't realise, but when I read the tips that Kirsten said, make sure you read. Sorry, a noisy kitchen. I just realised I've got text messages happening. My son's just rung saying I need to pick him up from work in Bandura, of all places. I've got 4 parent-teacher interviews. It's all happening. I've got a dog that needs to be fed. Anyway.
Lucky you've got a Thermomix and you can do all the cooking so quick.
I'm so excited that I have a Thermomix because these are the reason. Now, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to show you. The tip actually told me that I am going to have chicken stock left over from the broth that cooked my chicken, my salmon and my eggs. So here we go. And I'm pouring it through my Baroma bowl into a jug so it can catch all the herbs and the onion out of there. I don't need that, but what I am going to do at the end is I'm going to use my pre-clean function to wash my bowl and I don't have to clean up. This machine can't get any better. I love it. Anyway, so that's all the beautiful stuff that came out of, and now I am left with chicken stock. So this is another trick. Oh my God, the tricks and tips that you get from this Thermomix is awesome.
You're on fire today, Jane.
I am, oh my gosh. You know, sometimes when you're under pressure, it actually, you know, really just, you know, it's exciting pressure. So these are all the things that you learn as, you know, when you join the team and become a consultant. It's all the in-house tips that you get. So Kirsten can tell you more about that. But I'm now just going to pour without spilling it everywhere. But I'm using my bowl almost like the lid as a funnel, which is really great because I'm super messy in the kitchen today. Like there's a waterfall.
You've got a waterfall happening there too.
Oh my gosh, and I should have actually looked how much that actually makes before I decide to put it in.
And you know what? That's what I love. It's about real kitchens. And, you know, even though we're consultants and we do cook in the Thermomix all the time, we're not perfect either. But, you know, Jane's done this amazing, she's in a massive rush and she's done all of this amazing stuff. So it's really, really cool.
Now, have we finished? Yep. Are you finished or are you winding up? Or
I will wind up after you have done what you've got to do, Jane.
All right, fine, because I'm just going to show you quickly. All right, and I'm just going to leave those bits of, you know, goodness in the bowl there because I'm going to quickly show you how you shred the chicken. All right. So it's in the tips, but it also is in other recipes where I'm going to just put the chicken back in. It does normally say or suggest that you cool your chicken before you do it, but you know, there's lots happening. It's happening now. So let's go. So it is 4 seconds on the dial, no temperature, and it is reverse on speed 4. And I will show you the results. All right, I'm also going to try and quickly, I'll just stop that. I'll just show you a hard-boiled egg because sometimes I think you need to just see what it is like. I'm going to just use my spatula to cut it. Oh my God. Did hard-boiled get any better than that? And that was, now I've just made my bowl all messy, but you know, that's 8 eggs cooked like that. The salmon's cooked like that. My chicken was cooked, and now I have shredded chicken.
And who says that Thermomix can't cook for large families? That is insane. Thank you so much for showing that dish, Jane.
Perfect.
Helen, if you want to pop over to, yep, I'll just cancel this out. So thank you very much. I think Jane has to head off now because she's in a bit of a flurry today, but thank you so much. And as you can see, we just have an awesome time. And, you know, this is, it's work, but it's also you know, it's fun. We love doing this and we can incorporate it into our busy lives. So thank you very much for joining today. If you're someone who hasn't got a Thermomix, I can quickly show you that the price is $2269. A couple of ways that you can purchase your Thermomix, and you've got 24 months interest free, which is really good, which is about just under $24 a week. Or you can join the team and earn your Thermomix. So you do have that opportunity, and whilst you may not earn it completely, you can definitely reduce that balance. So each sale becomes, you know, reduces the balance. So you could have 4 sales and have $1,000 off your Thermomix. So if that attracts you, or you want to join our crazy team, we have so much fun, you know, give us a call. So you've got 2269, you get all these things that you've seen today, and you know, these amazing dishes. What else do you get? You get your consultant. So that's really important, guys. So when you do purchase your Thermomix, your consultant is there to help you through the journey. So if you do need inspiration, bring them along to these, or ring your consultant and say, hey, I feel that I'm not using my machine enough, and they will help you. They will talk it through, work out what sort of things that you enjoy, and they will recommend some recipes for you. They might even come over and help you cook in the kitchen. I hope you have enjoyed today. It's been a bit of a crazy rush. We're all rushing around like crazy. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that we've inspired you once again. And I look forward to seeing you with a couple of mates next time. Thanks, guys.